This one might be the most uncomfortable conversation to have. Is your relationship keeping you broke? Let's talk about Sandra. She wants more from her life. She wants more money. And she wants more freedom, more experiences. Maybe because she wants to build the life that means something more for her. She has decided that she wants to earn 10,000 a month, even if she has absolutely no idea how she's gonna get there. And the man next to her, he works, comes home, eats dinner, watches Netflix, goes to sleep, and wakes up perfectly happy to do it again. And actually, there is nothing wrong with that. Some people genuinely want comfortable, predictable life. But here's the catch. Sandra doesn't. So here's an uncomfortable question. What happens when the person you love feels safest exactly where you are, while everything inside you wants to grow and wants to scream because you are not feeling like you are growing? Because your financial ceiling does not always develop alone. When you build a life with somebody, their beliefs about money, ambition, and what is considered enough can quietly start influencing yours. He does not need to say, I don't want you successful. It may sound different, like, why do you need that much? Can't you enjoy what we have? Are you not happy? That doesn't sound realistic. Why are you always working on something? Just relax for once. Take a chill pill. Hear that enough, and eventually his questions can become yours. So I want to show you how relationships can quietly create financial ceilings where your growth might make somebody who genuinely loves you uncomfortable, and what to do without immediately packing Sandra's suitcase and filing for a divorce. Because sometimes you do not need another man. You need a conversation you never had. When you spend enough time with somebody, you create a shared reality. What counts as expensive, what is good money, how much we should spend each month, what do we allow ourselves, and how often do people like us travel? Is financial risk exciting or irresponsible? Eventually, without normally deciding, you create a belief. This is how people like us live. One person starts wanting something outside of it. Maybe 3,000 once sounded incredible, enough, comfortable, and now you want 10,000. So you tell him, and he asks, why do you need that much? There are very different conversations to have and different questions to ask. One man is curious, why 10,000? What would that change for you? And in the same scenario, that is a conversation. And another man is really asking, why can you just be satisfied with the life we operate in? Now we are not talking about money. We are talking about two men living very different mindset in their heads. We are talking about whether your desire for expansion is allowed to exist inside the relationship. And maybe he genuinely doesn't want more. Maybe he likes his job, ends enough. The fridge is full, the cat is fed, the sofa is comfortable, warm, and he knows roughly what tomorrow looks like. And maybe he genuinely is happy with that. He doesn't feel your hunger. Your exact vision is not his financial goals. Yet if you want more, ask yourself, does his desire for comfort require me to become comfortable with less than I actually want? Because he does not need to climb your mountain with you. He may simply been there for a season of your life, and he simply cannot require you to come back down from the mountain because you are climbing, because it makes him uncomfortable. You're both living in the same boat, but you don't have to stay there. Because your success can threaten his identity. A man can genuinely love you and still feel very uncomfortable when you start changing. Maybe his identity has always been, I am the provider. And then you start earning more than him. So he's thinking, what is my role going to be after this? Maybe suddenly he wonders, who am I if she doesn't financially need me, if she can have more? Is she going to outgrow me? Is she gonna leave me? Is she gonna get somebody who does more than I did? Does this mean that I have to change too? Because I don't want to. And those thoughts do not automatically make him controlling. They make him simply human. He's a man. And what matters is that what he actually does with that discomfort. Can he talk about it? Can he talk you out of it? Can he celebrate something that belongs entirely to you? Or does he try to reduce you and the thing you are creating that is creating his discomfort? You. Pay attention to patterns. You tell him about an opportunity. What does he do? Does he immediately explain why this all gonna fail? You have a brilliant month and suddenly there are a lot of jokes about your work. You invest in yourself and he questions why would you spend that much money? Why you have become such a high maintenance? You surround yourself with ambitious people and apparently they think they're better than everyone. Not every negative opinion is sabotage. Sometimes your idea genuinely is terrible. What matters is this. Does he challenge your ideas and help you think through them? Or does he consistently challenge the version of you who wants more? Because those are two very different things. And sometimes you are actually making yourself smaller. This part belongs to us. Maybe he never explicitly asked you to become smaller, not directly. So you stop telling him about ideas because you already know he will not understand, he will judge you. You even start to minimize your own achievements. You feel uncomfortable telling him how much you have earned, what opportunities came to you. You rejected them before even discussing them with him because you already think he won't even like that or he won't say yes to my idea. So you eventually say, my relationship is holding me back. Maybe it is. Yet first ask, did he actually ask me to become smaller or did I decide becoming smaller was the safest way to keep this relationship alive? Because those two problems are different, so it will require different solutions. If freedom is the most important for you, then money is part of that. If choice matters to you, money matters. If experiences, building something, helping your family, or being able to leave situations that no longer belong in your life matter to you, money matters. Because money gives you, listen, choice. That does not mean that money determines your worth or how much you're earning is how much value you have. Money is a tool that gives you a lot of choices and options. So stop treating financial ambition like embarrassment, like a hobby your relationship is supposed to tolerate. This is a part of your vision. It belongs to the conversation about the life you're actually building. Have the conversation. Before deciding if your relationship is standing in your way as a problem, actually talk to him. Explain the financial growth and the importance of it and the belonging to your freedom. Tell him, I don't need you to know, to understand exactly why I want this, how am I gonna build this, but what I need is for you to support me and not to make me think less of me or make myself more comfortable to you. And be honest with him about how you feel, because that honesty will open doors, whether it's gonna make you both grow in the same direction or fall apart. But you better save yourself hours of your time, months of your years, and your nervous system is gonna thank you for that. And you're gonna create space to receiving someone you actually want in your life. So you tell him what you want, you then stop talking and you do not coach him into the response, because I know you're also good at that. Listen, his response gives you all the information you need, because compatibility does not mean becoming identical. You can build businesses while he loves his job. You build your own life, he builds his. And you can want 10,000 while he has absolutely no interest in maximizing his income. That can work. If both people want to make it work, it will work. But you need enough psychological room for two of you exist without either person requiring another one to be smaller, so the other one doesn't feel threatened. And do not turn him into your excuse. My partner isn't ambitious. Okay, are you? He doesn't believe my project will work. But do you? Have you even started that? Do you believe that? He thinks 10,000 is unrealistic. But what do you think? Your partner can influence your financial reality enormously, yet your life still requires your participation and your decision making. He cannot do your growing for you. He cannot become the convenient explanation for why you never started. So ask yourself the most important question. Imagine yourself 3 years from now. You are earning the amount you currently want. You built the thing you kept thinking about. You actually started. You have more confidence, more options, more opportunities, healthier friendships, and now you put your current relationship into the picture. And ask yourself, it's uncomfortable, but ask yourself, would this relationship have room for this version of me that I have created in 3 years' time? Would I be proud of myself and him? Would I be proud of a couple we have become? Or would you minimize yourself? Would your roles need to change? Could you actually talk about it? Then ask one more question. Have we ever actually talked about any of this? Because maybe you do not need to leave. Maybe you just need to finally let the person beside you know where you are actually going. Your partner does not need to know exact ambition and match it, income or definition of success that lives in your head. Yet your financial freedom is part of your vision. Your relationship needs room for that version of you. So love should not require you to remain financially familiar and equal. And your growth should not require him to become somebody he does not want to become either. If conversations like this make you question the ceilings you have accepted as normal, then girl, subscribe and turn your notifications on for this channel. And if you already subscribed, go into the library and choose whichever conversation feels like a natural step for you. Maybe slightly uncomfortable when you read the title. Put your headphones on, maybe while you get ready, while you walk, while you keep going somewhere, while you drive, maybe when you're in a gym, because we're not collecting self-development information around here. We are building the freedom to create a life we actually obsessed living. I'll see you in the next one.